Hello guys, and I'm making this video to explain you about the energy sector of India. Now with energy I mean to say the crude oil reserves, the electricity generation by the newest nuclear reserve called Thorium. So we're going to talk about how much crude oil we have, how much crude oil we found in our newer basins and newer foundings by the ONGC, and we're going to see what is the future of India's energy security. So I've opened this map to show you where we have found our newest crude reserves, where we found it. So here it is. This is a place called Balia, which is in Uttar Pradesh state of India, and from here to, as you can see, Prayagraj here. So in this belt, I think in this circle or in this area, ONGC has started finding crude oil, and they have found good amount of reserves. We're gonna talk about it. I've opened some crude. I've opened some Chrome tabs, in which I have opened a few tabs about the newest crude findings, etc., and how much crude oil we have currently. So as you can see, this is the place. Here we have the river Ganga, and we're gonna start with the thing. I showed you this map because about which I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you now. So here it is. I think this is the recording page. Here we go. So first, we will see how much India spends on importing crude oil from other countries. And as you can see, this is the Google Search Labs, and this is the AI search, and it gives you complete information from many other internet pages, many other websites. So first of all, we're gonna read what matter it has, and then we're gonna analyze it. So it says in fiscal year 2025, ending March 31, 2025, India spent $242.4 billion. This is $242.4 billion on crude oil imports and $15.2 billion on LNG. LNG is liquefied natural gas. According to the Economic Times, this represents a significant portion of India's total import bill, with petroleum imports accounting for 25.1% of the total in FY fiscal year 24, reports The Hindu, and 87% of India's crude oil needs being met through imports, according to Mint. So, I think this 87 is small. I think it must be 90 or 95 because we have very less amount of crude reserves right now. And as you can see, there are some key points here. We're going to read them too, so as to understand clearly what it has to say. It says significant import dependency. India imports a large portion of its oil needs, with over 85% of its crude oil needs met through import. So in AI, there are some amounts of errors which can be improved by human intervention like me. So it says high import bill. In fiscal year 25, India spent a substantial amount on oil and gas imports, exceeding $257 billion. So it clearly says that our crude oil and gas imports have increased significantly. If you look at this number, an increase of around 10 and 4 or 5, I think $15 billion have increased. So this number has increased by 15 billion. And next it says petroleum imports as a percentage of total imports. Petroleum imports constituted a significant portion of India's total import bill, accounting for 25.1% in fiscal year 24. So it says the petroleum imports is 25.1%. Uh, I think by petroleum it means refined products. I mean, not just crude oil, but refined products. I think it says petroleum, and I don't know why it says petroleum because crude oil is also called petroleum in many terms and many times in layman terms. Now it says recent trends. India's crude oil import bill has seen fluctuations, with some reports indicating a decrease in the import bill in certain periods. So, in some days, in a few period of time, India imports lesser oil, but in some other scenario, India imports more oil according to the needs. How much oil is being used? We have storage or not in the storage of oil. We have more storage or less storage, so it depends on that. And this is the impact of Russian oil. Russia has become a major supplier of crude oil to India, particularly after the outbreak of Russian-Ukraine conflict due to discounts offered by Moscow. So Russia offered huge discounts on crude oil, and India started importing more oil from Russia as to get discounted oil. So discounts will be up to 30-40%, but these are very considerable considering a barrel will cost $60-$70. But if the same barrel costs $30-$40, you will easily get 50% or more discount, and you will try to import that so as to cut cost. Now it says savings from Russian imports. India saved a considerable amount by importing Russian crude oil at discounted prices, reports Hindustan Times. So this is the thing: how much we pay for our crude oil imports, and it is a significant portion, as you can see, $242.4 billion, and our total imports has reached almost 900 to 950 billion dollars. So this is a very huge part of our total import, and this is a very big. And when it says petroleum imports, I'm really sorry, I didn't see this properly. It is about crude and the total imports that India does for a fiscal year, and that means total imports. Let me just show you one thing so you will get a clear understanding. Let me open a new tab. I say economy of India, and when I search it, I go here. It's gonna load, and I'm gonna go to the import section, which is $915 billion. So from this value, the total imports of India, we actually this constitute 25%, or one fourth of total imports of India is basically crude oil. So if crude gets cut slashed, then India will have to pay $250 billion less. So if we subtract it, and I'm gonna do this fast, so as to save time, 250, we get $665 billion of imports, which is very very less compared to what we export. We export actually at 24 billion, which is a very high number. So we got this. So from this page we learn how much money India pays to import crude in India. As you can see, there are these things from which the AI took information from. Now this is the thing which I wanted to show you. This is the newest crude finding in India. As you can see, I searched Balia UP crude oil reserves how much, and it says it is 3,000 million metric tons, or 3 billion metric tons of oil, and 3 billion metric tons from this. If you do not know MMT, what is MMT? If you convert MMT to barrels, how much barrels will be converted from 1 MMT, or 1 million metric ton? It amounts for 1 million metric ton to barrels. It showed automatically. It accounts for 7.3 million barrels, which is a very big number. So what we have to do is we take this number 3,000, copy it, and we're gonna paste it here. Times, you use star for times, and then you multiply it by 7.3 million, or 7.3 million is 73 lakhs, 70,000 and 73 lakhs. Now this accounts for this much barrel of crude. I think this is 21 billion. Once tens, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000 million, 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion. So we have 21.9 billion barrels of crude. This number is big. This number is big. Now I'm gonna show you another calculation. This is the total barrel found in Balia, a rough estimate, and our total usage is in mbpds, or million barrels per day. So if we divide it by 5 mbpd, which is the current usage consumption of India, we say 50,000, 5,000, 5 million, and if you do it, it comes out 4380. Now this is the number of days. 4380 was the number of days India can extract crude, 5 mbpd of crude. Now if you divide it by 365, which is for how much years, it will account for 12. So 12 exact years. So if we try to extract the oil found in Balia, we will be able to use it for 12 years. Then it will go away. That means we'll use it up, we'll consume it up. That is what I want to convey. So if you don't take this 12, if you just take 10, all right, you take 10 years. 10 years is not a very big time, all right. So I think we have to find something other than this. So we can cut crude imports by, we can use one fourth of this as to increase it by 40, to increase it by 4. If we use one fourth of this, we can use it for 40 years, this crude reserve. So this was a very small calculation of the million metric tons thing, and you got to know how it works. So we're gonna read this. The Oil and Natural Gas Corporation (ONGC), which I was talking about, has discovered significant crude oil reserves in Balia, Uttar Pradesh, at a depth of approximately 3,000 meters or 3 kilometers below crust. While initial estimates suggest reserves could hold up to 3,000 million metric tons or 3 billion metric tons. The recoverable amount is likely to be lower, and that's why, if you look here, you know why I gave you the number 10 instead of 12. I gave you number 10 instead of 12 because the recoverable amount is lower. So I, took a chance and squared it up so it it doesn't seem fake. It will seem fair. The recovery is likely to be lower. The discovery spans across 300 kilometers from Sagarpal in Balia to Faphamau in Phabamau in Prayagraj. I mean, these names are Indian, so no need for me to do this. These are not Russian names. So I gave you the maps thing, which showed you Balia and Prayagraj. So why I showed you this one, Balia to Prayagraj. So this is this. Let me see, Sagarpali, Sagarpali. That is in Balia, near here. Yeah. And if you go directions, you're gonna do this, and you see, I'm gonna just, what kind of names are this, man? Uttar Pradesh. So it says 300 kilometers, 290, 300 squared off. It is like that only from here. You can take any route, but 300 kilometers spanning. All right. So this is that. The discovery has sparked interest in potential economic and employment benefits for the region. So why it is saying this line? If you see here, this line says the discovery has sparked interest in potential economic and employment benefits for the region. So potential economic and employment benefits. That means if oil is found here, then the refinery will not be situated in any other state. It will be made in that particular area where most oil is found, where most recoverable oil is found, and you will make the refinery there. The refinery will not be very big like the Jamnagar refinery in Gujarat. It will be a small refinery that will, 200, 300, 500,000 barrels per day. The refining rate will be. So it is like that. As you can see here, a few more things we already got it. I don't think we need to see this again. So this is that. Now, how much oil in India total? So this is in a very very informal way of writing. I wrote this and the AI got it. So AI gave me this line. So this paragraph it gave me. So I'll read it for you. India's estimated balance recoverable crude oil reserves of as of April 1, 2024 are 671.4 million metric tons. You see this. This is the previous. How much oil proven oil reserves India has. This is the previous one. It is 671.4 million metric tons, and we found here 3,000, which is like almost four times, 4 to 4.5 times of what we previously had, according to Business Line. This is a slight increase of 0.3% from previous year reserves. The majority of these reserves are located in the western offshore and Assam, according to Wikipedia. India's total consumption of crude oil and petroleum was 233.3 MMT, with domestic production at itna and imports at 232. So this is that. It basically claims how much we consume. We consume 233.3 MMT in a fiscal year. So this is the consumption of total. It may account to a few billion barrels, but this is the complete consumption in a particular year. So this shows that the new findings in Balia, Uttar Pradesh, is a very big one, and it is like a 4 and 4.5 times more the previous amount India had. Now, let me connect the dots. So here we see the news that we found oil in Balia, Uttar Pradesh. So this is not very old, but it is kind of old news. It was in March, April, and in the end of March. It actually started in January. As you can see, 29th of Jan, the Drishti IAS page has posted in 29th of Jan 2025. It's a very big thing. So it started from the January, February side of 2025. And now, when we see here, India has started to invest in 100 oil tanker fleet, which is the maritime thing where the oil tankers through which India imported oil will not be foreign but made in India, and those made in India oil tankers will be used to import oil. And as you can see here, we have trying to invest 10 billion freaking dollars. $10 billion, and it will be invested in a coming 10 years or 15 years maybe. But as you can see, this is a very big thing. And why I'm saying I will connect the dots, because we found oil here. We found oil in Balia, and now India starts making this. This was not the previous case, as you can see. This was not the previous case. If you try to import oil, you have to give the logistic thing a very big look. You use the logistics of other country provide you logistics, the taking of oil from the origin country to giving the oil to the needy country. That means if Russia has to sell you oil and India imports oil, then the American company will be giving oil. You can, as you can see here, I'm gonna show you something. As you say, Russian oil given to India by American oil tankers. While American economy, so as you can see, if you have seen this, there's a shadow fleet and all. But I think it is not showing where is it. But American tankers and American companies have directly, indirectly been shipping Russian oil to India. US sanctioned tankers have been involved in supply chain of Russian oil to India. As you can see, while America and the total West sanctioned Russians, but still US given ships, US given oil tankers were used to supply Russian oil to India. So this is big. This is big. When we say we were using foreign tankers and foreign logistic supply chains to deliver Russian oil to India or any other country's oil to India from which we imported oil, why this becomes significant, because in my view, I mean, this is my view, this is not the this is not a fact or proven here on the internet or somewhere else where you will see that the authenticity of the thing, the news is real. There is not, but in my view, this is a very big step. All right, this step marks the India's silent expansion of maritime trade in the crude oil sector. And India not only will take the oil, drill it, extract it, and use it for themselves, but India is going to sell this oil. In my view, we are going to sell this oil to make more money. I think this is the thing. And not only that, this number is not real. This number is not real. Why I'm saying that? Because in this we will not be investing $10 billion. $10 billion. So I think there is a very big thing, and in English there is a phrase: there is more than meets the eye. That means that there are things that you and me do not know, that is not shown in the news, but it is true. And the thing is, we have more oil than this in India, and that's why we are making tankers, so that we can sell that Indian oil to other countries, and not only just eliminate this 242 billion or 250 billion dollar imports, but also increase our uh, exports and make more money than to invest it in India for our economic development and our infrastructural development, etc. Now the last thing which I want to convey, the last thing which I want to show you, this the thorium electricity generation in India. So if I take you to the maps again, first I'm going to show you something. Thorium reserves, sorry for the typo, it will get correct. Thorium reserves in Kerala, India. If you write here, origin of thorium deposit in Kerala, beach sands. So let me take you to the maps thing again to show you clearly. As you can see, this is Kerala. In these coastal regions of Kerala, there are thorium reserves in a very high amounts, and we are going to use the thorium reserve to generate electricity. So let us read this to get a clear picture, get a clear understanding of what it wants to say. India is a leading country in thorium utilization technologies and aims to use its vast thorium reserves for electricity generation. This is part of a three-stage nuclear program, with thorium-based reactors forming the final stage. India has developed indigenous thorium fuel cycle technologies, including the Advanced Heavy Water Reactor (AHWR), which is a key technology demonstrator. So what it wants to say is that we made a three-stage program. So let me clear the tabs, and I'm going to show you three-stage nuclear program of India, and it's UPSC. I'm not interested in UPSC. I'm interested in the information that it has. India's three-stage nuclear program, envisioned by Homi Bhabha. If you don't know Homi Jahangir Bhabha, is a very great person of India. He started this whole thing of the the nuclear sector and all, and he is the father of the Indian nuclear program. As you can see, great man, sir, salute. And he started this nuclear thing, which will make us independent of any import of uranium, and we can use our thorium reserves for the electricity generation. The program consists of three stages: PSWR, pressurized heavy water reactors fueled by natural uranium. So that is why we need uranium to fuel our three-stage program. First be the reactors using plutonium. This is the second stage, and the third stage using advanced reactors utilizing uranium-33 from a thorium uranium cycle. So stage one consists of pressurized heavy water reactors (PHWRs), use natural uranium as fuel and heavy water as a moderator and coolant. So heavy water is used and uranium is used as fuel. India currently operates PHWRs, contributing to country's nuclear energy output. So we use PHWRs to generate electricity. Maybe the natural uranium as fuel, the fission process is done where uranium is broken into two, and the the energy we get it from is used. Now stage 2, fast breeder reactors of the FBRs. FBRs utilize plutonium-based fuel obtained from the spent fuel of PHWR. So this is the spent or the output. The output is plutonium, which is used in FBRs or fast breeder reactors. FBRs are designed to generate more fuel than they consume, effectively multiplying the available fissile material. So as you can see, the more you put in an FBR, the more they make output. So if you put 1 unit of thing, they will give out 1.5 units. So there is multiplication. That is why it says effectively multiplying the available fissile material. And now it says stage 3, advanced nuclear power systems, which is the thorium based reactors. This stage focuses on utilizing India's vast thorium reserves, which are found in coastal and inland places sands. Advanced reactors will use uranium 233 produced from thorium as fuel. So in this stage, we will put thorium and uranium 233 will be used. So the thorium will be put and uranium 233 will be made, and uranium 233 will be used to fuel the first stage also. Even you can use first stage for from the third stage that we got. This stage 3 thing made from thorium as a fuel is used. Then the uranium 233 is made. Then the made uranium 233 is put in stage 1 to give out more. Can I say you will be getting more. I'm getting a bit one confused. So you'll get plutonium as the output. If you use natural uranium or uranium 233, U233 will be used in stage 1. You'll get more plutonium. The plutonium will be used here again, effectively multiplying the fissile material. And in the stage 3, we'll use thorium and we'll make uranium 233, and the cycle continues. So this is that I just tried to explain you. I read this and I did a study. I was studying a few things from internet and I gave a few days, but these things are somewhat uh, complicated or sophisticated, as you can say. So we have these things. We have a three-stage program, which I just told you about. Thorium reserves. We have key thorium reserves in Kerala, the coastal areas of Kerala. We have AHWRs. We have fast breeders, and the thorium utilization is the third one, which is India established processes for producing thoria from monazite and fabricating thoria-based fuels. So monazite is the element from which we get thorium exactly. The Kavani reactor or the Kalapakkam mini reactor is India's only thorium based experimental reactor. So Kalpakkam reactor is the only one which uses thorium as fuel to generate U233. So this is a clean energy source, as it does not produce any uh, bad greenhouse gas, and there may be some sort of greenhouse gas, but it will be low. It will be not very high like coal based ones. And this is Anil collaboration. I don't know about this one. L&T and Clean Core Thorium Energy are collaborating to supply from Anil, a thorium based reactor fuel technology which can be used in India's pressurized heavy water reactor with the PHWRs. So this was the video. I just told you about a few things, and the first one was how much crude we import, how much crude found in Balia, how much crude we had previously before the Balia findings, and how we can do energy security with thorium. Thorium is the best thing for the energy security thing for India, and the three-stage nuclear program will be done. So stage three is in progress right now. Stage two took many years. It took effectively 40 to 50 years. Stage one was easy. It was done, but stage two, due to multiple sanctions and multiple treaties and all signed by India with the United States and the IAEA. If you don't know what IAEA is, IAEA is for International Atomic Energy Agency. It is under the United Nations, and this basically this corporation, yeah, this organization restricts the usage of uranium or any other nuclear thing to be used as fuel. I mean, so used as bombs, for making bombs or military equipment. It will be only used for nuclear energy. So this keeps an eye on countries which have nuclear things like uranium, etc., and make sure that you use it for basically electricity generation purposes and energy security, rather than making nuclear bombs, atom bombs, and for military purposes. So this was the video. I hope you liked it, and I'm gonna make a separate playlist of all the things which I'm doing, like these studies and all, etc., to keep it clean. Apart from my gaming videos, the gaming videos are one, but we have to be a bit intellectual and bit indulge in studies like this to keep our intelligence up. I mean, I do have a good IQ, but my EQ is very low. I have seen it, I've analyzed it myself. So this is the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, and this is Aditya, and I'm signing off. Regards.